welcome back to Life with Paulie. Today is going to be a little bit of a different video. I just wanted to say today is Saturday, May 10th. Tomorrow is Sunday, May 11th, which is Mother's Day. And I wanted to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Deborah from Defining Deborah, Stephanie from Stephanie Retro Stephanie. Delicious Denise, I would like to wish all of you a happy Mother's Day. Victoria from Adventures with Victoria, happy Mother's Day to you, even if you don't have kids. I'm not sure if you have kids or not. If you watch this, Victoria, leave it down below if you do, but you have pets, so, I consider my pet, puppy Annabelle, my child also, and consider her family. See, you got something stuck in your teeth. She got fuzz stuck in her teeth because she's chewing up a toy. I had to go get medicine today, which is Saturday, May 10th. I had to go and get medicine at CVS, and I came back and she has her toy chewed up on the living room floor. So I had to vacuum, but it looks like I'm going to have to vacuum again. Anyways, I wanted to wish those people a happy Mother's Day, and all mothers out there a happy Mother's Day. My mom, she passed away in February of 2022, so she's no longer with me. But I still remember my mom, love my mom, miss my mom every single day. Yes, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving is all important holidays, but you should love your family every day. You should love your friends every day, because you never know when their day is going to be the last day, or how much time you have have left with your loved ones. And I miss my mom dearly. Yes, it does get a little bit easier as the years go on and things like that. And like, this is my mother's third year up there in heaven on Mother's Day. And it does get easier over time, but I still miss her. Maybe a little bit more on Mother's Day, but I do miss her every single day. When holidays come around like Mother's Day or Father's Day and we've lost a mother or a father, it's harder on those people, because that family member's not here anymore. You still recognize that person, you still miss that person, you still love that person, but you don't really buy them gifts or anything like that. I mean, sometimes I do. I'll buy my mom flowers because my mom was cremated and I do have her ashes. But I mean, you don't really celebrate in that way. It makes it a little bit harder for a person when they don't have their mother or father or brother or sister on holidays, or, even friends that you love very much and, spend time with. And it's hard. It is hard. And when holidays run around, like I said, come around, like Father's Day, Mother's Day, it just makes it a little bit harder because, that specific day was made for a mother, or that specific day was made for a father, and it makes it a little bit harder. But you shouldn't only be missing them on Mother's Day or Father's Day. Like I said, I miss my mom all the time, and I wish she was here with me right now. If she was, we'd probably be going out to dinner tomorrow. We'd probably go out to the casino, because she loved going to the casino and things like that. But of course she is not here, but I still remember her, but that's an everyday thing. I don't think anybody could ever forget about a loved one, whether it be mother, father, aunt, uncle, niece, nephew, brother, sister, friends, even friends. I don't think anybody could forget a specific person. Even the mothers and the fathers that are adoptive mothers and fathers, some mothers and fathers, they're not ready to be a mother or a father, so they end up giving up their child or giving them up for adoption, And just because you're adopted doesn't mean that mother or father that adopted you doesn't love you, and it doesn't mean you should treat them any different than a regular mother and father, because those are the people that love you, those are the people that are bringing you up, and those are the people that, that care about you. You know, I was in a foster home for a while when I was younger, and I loved the people that I lived with when I was in the foster home. I think I was in there for 4 or 5 months, something like that. But they treated me like one of their own. They treated me like their own child. Actually, there was another adoptive person there with me. Actually, it was a foster parent. It was a foster home. But they treated me like their child. They took me shopping and they did things for me that a regular parent would do. So don't only recognize just your mother and father, birth mother and father. If you're adoptive, recognize those people that adopted you as your own mother and father. Recognize your brothers and sisters, whether they be adopted or not, as your own brothers and sisters. Because I think that's very important in life. And like I said, you never know how much time people have left. So it's best to love them now, care about them now, see them as much as you can now, because, like I said, you never know. You know, I mean, there are some people out there that know when their time is going to be up. Like, say, you come down with cancer. My mom, she knew well when she first got the cancer. They told her she would have 6 months to live if she didn't have treatment. Now, with the treatment, they didn't really give her a timeline of how long she was going to live with the radiation and the chemo. And they didn't really give her a timeline, but she did last 5 years. But then after the 5 years, she ended up getting worse, and she ended up passing away after the 5 years. But she did last another 5 years. She could have only had 6 months. But there are some people out there that the doctor will say 6 months and you only got 6 months. My dad, he died years ago and they told him he would only have like 6 months to live, and he lasted exactly 6 months. So there are some people out there that know, but then again, there's people out there that don't know. They can have a heart attack and die just like that. They can fall down the stairs and die that way. They can get in a car accident. They could be in a plane crash. Anything can happen. So that's why it's best to keep touch with these people. Even if you're not close to that person, like say you're in a different state and you have a daughter, son, grandfather, grandmother, aunt, uncle in a different state, like I do. I have an aunt in PA, and I hadn't called her in a while because I was busy moving into my new apartment. And I figured my Aunt Nancy was going to be getting her kidney removed because I found out that she had kidney cancer. And, she was going to be getting that removed. And I didn't want to put all this on her. I was staying at my family's house, my brother's house. And before I moved into here, I didn't know I was getting this apartment right away until months after. I stayed with my brother 6 months, and I didn't call my aunt because I figured she was going to be going through the operation of getting her kidney removed and through treatment, and I didn't want to put all that on her or, be telling her I'm going through this, I'm going through that. I wanted her to concentrate on herself and get herself better and healthy. And in the meantime, she had gotten worse, and I didn't know because I hadn't called her. And then after I moved in here, a few days after I moved in here, I called her and found out that the cancer got worse, and now they're not taking out the kidney, and there is not really anything they can do for her. I guess they're going to give her a pill and maybe some treatment, but other than that, there ain't really nothing they can do for her because it went from the kidneys to her lungs, and I even believe it's in her spine, her back. So, and now I know the time is limited. So even though I might try to get there to go see her if I can, I don't have a car, so I'm going to try to get my daughter maybe we can take a trip out to PA and I could see her. Because she did come see my mom, which is her sister. She did come see her before she passed away and said goodbye and everything. And I'm not going out there to say goodbye because she's not dying yet, or that sick yet, but I know it's going to come. And, I kind of want to see her and talk to her and tell her I love her and everything before that time does come. Um, it's a very hard situation to go through. Anybody, like I said, going through that, the cancer with their parents, brothers, sisters, whatever the case may be, it's a very hard situation to go through. You want to make sure that person knows you love them, just like I did my mother. I was telling my mother constantly, I love you, Mama. Throughout the days up until her last breath, even after her last breath, I kissed her on the forehead and I said, I love you, Mama. And, I think it's very important to do that. When I was younger, me and my mom, sometimes, there was one time we didn't talk for 2 years. Me and my mom had our ups and downs. We lived in cars, we lived in hotel rooms. Me and my mom, like I said, I was in a foster home for quite a few months at one point in time. But in the end, I was there to take care of my mother. I was there to make sure that she was taken care of and well loved. And I made sure she had the best 5 years, end of 5 years of her life. I made sure it was the best for her. And I showed her the love, and I cared for her myself. I wasn't going to let anybody else care for my mother. Even though we had our issues in the past, there was one time we didn't talk for 2 years. I still took that into my hands and took care of my mother, because you really only get one mother. Now, I know that's hard to say because there's some people out there, there's some people that work on the street. We know who they are. They work on the street and they have a baby and they just leave it at the hospital. And those people don't know who their real mother is or whatever, and I understand that, and that is kind of hard to not know. But usually they are adopted by someone and somebody takes them in. And, I would consider them my real father and my real mother. Treat them as your real father, your real mother. If they are treating you well, if they're taking care of you like a real mother and father should be taking care of you, and, you should be treating them just like a mother and a father. So keep that in mind, guys. I wanted to say Happy Mother's Day, of course, to Retro Stephanie from Retro Stephanie. Stephanie, Happy Mother's Day to you. Happy Mother's Day, Deborah. Happy Mother's Day, Delicious Denise. Denise, Happy Mother's Day to you, and I hope you all have a great day. Happy Mother's Day to Victoria, Adventures with Victoria. I hope you all have a great day, and just keep in mind, guys, we never know when our time's going to be up, so show your love to friends, family, and your loved ones. And I hope you all have a great Mother's Day. Oh, and I wanted to tell you one more thing. I'm going to be having a video coming up. I just went to CVS to pick up my prescriptions today. Today is Saturday, May 10th. I'm going to show you how dirty Albany, New York really is. Even in the stores, it's pretty disgusting. I didn't film people in CVS, but I did film the floor in CVS of how dirty it is. There's a cup that you could see with a fork in it and a napkin on top sitting right on the floor, garbage on the floor. It even looked like there was a couple blood spots on the floor of CVS. And I will be having that video coming up to you. I just wanted to show people how dirty Albany is. I can't believe that Albany is the capital of New York and it's as dirty as it is. And these people think, oh, I should charge $1,500, $2,000 for rent. This place that I got here is considered a 3-bedroom. It's $900 a month. That might not seem like a lot to people, and it might seem cheaper to other people. But guess what? You're living in a scum city. I realize there's a lot of homeless people and a lot of people that throw things on the ground that are homeless. But come on, guys. It's the state of New York. You would think they would have some brains up here and say, well, let's keep this place looking good. Let's make a good impression on other states and other cities. No, they don't do nothing about it. There's trash all over the grounds. There's trash in the stores. Very dirty, very disgusting. But this is where I found a place, so I have to stay here. I have no choice. I just have to work my way around that stuff. But I wanted to show you guys what it's like to live in Albany, New York. So that video will be coming up soon. Have a great day. Much love to all.